My son Joseph was born in 2008, and he's my only child, and I was older when I gave birth at 40 years old. So of course, it was a joy that I was going to have Joseph. And when he was born, naturally, he seemed like a normal child, if you want to use the word normal, and developing great. But then after like 3 or 4 months, physically, he wasn't developing or meeting his milestones. So the doctor suggested that I have Joseph see a physical therapist. And we were doing that, and they actually come to the house to do his physical therapy. And after a couple of sessions, she said, can I bring in an occupational therapist? And, you know, for me, I don't even know the difference, but I was, okay, anything for my son. And so she came in, and then several months into the therapy, she said, I think Joseph, there's something different about Joseph. You know, besides being developmentally delayed, there might be something else. So they started doing all kinds of tests. And the word autism came up, but nobody wanted to put their foot down on it or say he was autistic. So they were doing all kinds of tests with Joseph. It's like we were going to the hospital every month. You know, today he doesn't even like the hospital. We can't even drive into the parking lot without him being traumatized. But, you know, as we went along, before he was about 1.5 years, they sent us to Tripler, Army Medical Center in Hawaii. And the specialist that we saw there, he kept saying, I think he's on the spectrum, but they didn't want to be too quick to make a diagnosis. So they did some more tests, and we came home. Then they brought us back, and we saw a different therapist, or I'm sorry, specialist. And that's when they finally said, Joseph is autistic. He was almost 2 years old when they said, okay, he's autistic. And I didn't even know what to think. My first reaction was, did I do something wrong while I was pregnant? Have I done anything wrong since he was born? You know, all kinds of things go through your head, because I didn't even, you know the word autism before I was told that my son was autistic. So naturally, I didn't even know how to react. Well, when I came home, it was like perfect timing. About a month after we got home, the autistic or autism fair, awareness fair, took place at Agana Shopping Center. So I said, let me take time and go down there, because where else am I going to go? And I went down there and I signed up for the Autism Community Together. And they started sending me emails and inviting me to meetings. And the first one I went to was a Mother's Day luncheon. And I actually brought my mom with me, and because my parents are my support. I'm in the military, so without them, I couldn't do what I do. And so I brought my mom, and I said, you know, why don't you come along, because you're with Joseph probably more than I am on a daily basis. So I like them to know what's going on. So we went there, and I would say it was it's like lifting a brick off my shoulder, because suddenly I realized I didn't do anything wrong. Joseph to me, is a perfectly normal child with autism. But we talked to other parents, other moms, and you know, they were talking about their kids, and I said, wow, it sounds like my son. And so the more I interacted with them, just the better I felt about myself. And I knew, okay, there's some place to go, or some people I can talk to. And it just made the acceptance that much easier. And once I realized and accepted it, I said, okay, you know, we need to move forward, because it's all about Joseph. And so today, you know, we try to, you know, all the emphasis is on his development, and then we go from there. Well, a lot of people were just, you know, I heard my mom, even my mom said, you know, God's not going to give you what you can't handle. And then just thinking about it's not about me, so I shouldn't be wondering if I did anything wrong or why my focus started being on how can I get Joseph to develop, you know, into, if we want to use the word normal. And it's just acceptance and patience. And I think once I accepted it in my own heart, I was able to just move forward and say, you know, Joseph is my son, and whatever happens, happens, and whatever he does, you know, and he's a happy child. And I think if he can be happy and I can support that, and then support him in his development, both mentally and physically, you know, it'll just make us all stronger. We've gotten great support. The support network just grown from my parents to my brother and sister to their kids to all our family and friends. So I couldn't ask for more, because without them I couldn't do what we're doing right now.
Yes. When we got home from the hospital after he was diagnosed in tripler, I went in the room. I wanted to be by myself. I wanted to cry. I started crying, and then I said, how am I helping him by being like this? And then, you know, you said, my mom has always said, God will not give you what you can't handle. So it's been an uplifting to think that I won't say, why me? I ask God, why not me? Why does it have to be somebody else and not me? So with that, it's more acceptance, but it was a shock in the beginning. I'm not going to say, yes, I noticed Joseph. As much as we saw him, we're hoping it's just a delayed and not autistic, but he is. And, you know, that's where we had accepted, you know, the way he is, right, or what he was diagnosed. We have to guess everything that we do, and we do our best, and hopefully we're doing the right thing. And, you know, every time, with every accomplishment with Joseph, we rejoice. This is some people that would take it for granted, that they go through the milestone of 6 months, 10 months, and all that stuff. We rejoice when just Joseph would have accomplished something. It's a big accomplishment for us, so we all rejoice like, you know, we have a big prize right there.
I'm in the back burner. I just take Joseph, I take care of him, I pick him up, take him home, we babysit him and all that stuff, then we take him back home to see his mom. But Joseph was just wonderful, you know. It's just, he's a very happy child, and I just got used to the fact that let's go see Joseph again. And, you know, if I don't see Joseph during the day, it's just, I tell my wife, says, honey, we gotta go. I gotta see Joseph.
It's different.
Yeah, so it's, when he started walking at 4.5 years old, it was just a wonderful thing. And now he's using sign language. If he wants to drink water, he goes like this, and we give him some water. And one of his favorite food is French fries. And so we want to make sure that the freezer is stocked with French fries. You know, that's it. He used to eat rice and spam and sausage, and all of a sudden he didn't want to eat any of that. He doesn't like anything that's looks musty and stuff like that.
Wet.
You know, he likes dry food, especially, like I said, French fries. So that's you know. And, one of his favorite things is taking a bath. He takes his shortest bath is probably 45 minutes. He stays in there up to 3 hours with the water running. So her water bill, you know. But it's for Joseph. And when I tell Joseph, like, go take a bath, he just walks up the stairs with me. And he gets in the bathtub, goes in there, turn on the light, and he gets in the bathtub. But I drain the water. When I drain the water, he's so funny because he knows that he doesn't want the water to go down, so he goes back there and sits on the drain, you know, so the water doesn't move down. But that's his favorite thing. You know, the thing is, just go with the flow, and, you know, just accept your grandson the way he is, and talk to other people, because, you know, like a lot of times when we were in the exchange, we see a child that's misbehaving and stuff like that, and the first thing that comes to my mind, maybe that child has autism, and, you know, you just have to be patient. And you look around, and the thing is, you look around, there's some people that they look at the child as, oh, what a naughty child. But if they are educated with autism, then they'll know that the child is just something that, you know, that it's not, you could say it's not normal with the child, but they learn to accept it.
Just love him and accept him, and we are enjoying Joseph. Joseph is no different from one that is talking. He's a joy. He is, I guess, this is the time that with me, I look back and I try to be patient because I'm not a patient person. But it's, I would say, have him tested and you know, get all the education you can to learn about autism, because I didn't know anything about it.
Once we realized that he was autistic, the only way we could really help him to grow and develop was to accept it and learn how to help him and just support him. And you know, these days, everything is like, it's funny, you try to find fun in everything. Every time he does something, and we just laugh because some of the things he does, it's hilarious because he's trying to get his way. I mean, he's just like any other child. He knows what he wants, and he's trying to get his way, and he's going to try everything. And, you know, he's going to try to use, oh, I know how to get past my mother. I think he knows how to get past my dad all the time. Oh, if my mom won't give it to you, I'm going to go to Papa.
I let him get away with everything he wants to get away with, as long as it's not endangering him.
Right. This whole experience has actually made me a very patient person. Like my mother, I wasn't very patient. But Joseph, I always tell people he's made me patient, he's made me understanding. You know, I just go with the flow. He's just made me a better person. And I just love that little kid. And so every little thing that he does, every little milestone, you know, other kids, it's no big deal. But like my dad said, Joseph didn't walk until he was 4.5. And even his little cousins were like, oh my God, Joseph is walking. Baby Joe is what they call him. Baby Joe's walking. And he just recently started drinking out of a water bottle. And that's huge for us because before he would only drink out of his bottle. In fact, now he still drinks out of his bottle, but now he's moving towards a water bottle. If we're at a restaurant now, he'll drink out of a cup. That's huge, you know. Other kids, maybe they do that when they're a year old, you know, but for Joseph, who just started doing it at 6, it's huge. So we rejoice. It's another step forward, and you know, so we just reinforce it. Like my dad said, they're teaching him sign language in school, and his favorite one now is water or food, right? If he's hungry, and more. Mm-hmm. So we just know once you get a couple down, then the floodgates are going to open.
I hope that he can take care of himself. Like I guess some places they have homes where he can help himself, where everything is safe, and help himself and just be the adult that everybody grows up to be,
right?
Or grows up to be, and to satisfy himself that he's not depending on anybody else, more to be independent.
Right, independent living, yeah. To do what you know, everybody has a dream about what they want to do when they grow up, and I hope he has that and is able to achieve it. Mm. And you know, I'm just hoping I can do whatever he needs to get him where he wants to be, where he needs to be.
I just hope that I get to live a long life so I can watch Joseph grow and be independent one of these days.
Mm. Hopefully our story, but anybody else's story gets out and the awareness about autism grows. So there's more, you know, more support, more resources out there for the other children. Mm-hmm. And, you know, I'm just thankful, like I said earlier, about the autism community because having that support network of other parents and grandparents, it's just, it helps more than you can, you know, than I can even express.